The atmosphere today has continued to be constructive and cordial. There's goodwill on all sides.
Minister of Foreign Affairs Chrystia Freeland back to business with her team of Canadian negotiators in Washington after a 4-day break, with critical NAFTA negotiations now underway. But can Canada and the U.S. settle some major differences before a congressional deadline set for later this month? Here's what Donald Trump says he's looking for today.
We have to make a fair deal with Canada. As you know, they charge tariffs of 300% on dairy products, which a lot of people never understood. They have walls up against us doing business in Canada, and yet they come and do business with us. I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. But they and other countries have been taking advantage of the United States for many years, and this is a president that has stopped it.
The push now is to get a new NAFTA plan that includes all 3 North American countries to the U.S. Congress by October 1st, so American officials can give the okay before Mexico's next president takes office December 1st. What should Canadians be watching for as talks resume? John Geddes, the Ottawa bureau chief for Maclean's magazine, says look for signs that Freeland is hearing a more concrete proposal from the U.S. on either of the 2 outstanding big issues.
And those are dispute settlement and, of course, Canada's protected dairy market. I think what the Canadians have been looking for is some kind of sign for the Americans on what they might be willing to put on the table, that other than just asking for, a complete cave-in from Canada on both those subjects, something more acceptable than that.
Another key demand yesterday in BC, Justin Trudeau digging in when it comes to protecting Canada's cultural industries.
The cultural exemption must stand as part of any renegotiated NAFTA. It is inconceivable to Canadians that an American network might buy Canadian media affiliates, whether it's newspaper or TV stations or TV networks. It would be a giving up of our sovereignty and our identity.
The NAFTA crunch picked up a week and a half ago when Donald Trump announced an agreement in principle.
It's a big day for trade, big day for our country.
Between the U.S. and Mexico, and not with Canada. Days later, the U.S. president tweeting his tough stance, saying there's no political necessity to include his neighbor to the north. But Getty says if Trump wants his Mexico deal, he may ultimately need Canada on board.
On the one hand, the president has said, well, I'll go it alone without Canada. I can just go with Mexico. On the other hand, key figures in Congress have said they really won't let him do that. So unless he can get Canada on side, if you kind of connect the dots here, he may risk losing what he sees as a big win with Mexico, particularly on the auto sector.